struggling with prop firms? Let's go. Hey guys, hope you are well. It's that time of we are at the end of almost halfway through December, but it's that time of the year. Christmas is literally just around the corner. New Year, damn, this year's gone quick. And a lot of lessons to be learned, mistakes, and a lot of highs, lots of lows. But at the end of the day, when New Year, new resolutions to be made. And obviously one of mine that I've mentioned even in my elite mentorship is working on improving the way I trail my stop losses, just because I can always find my winning trades, always give me ways to get those bigger risk rewards. And obviously this video is going to be about how winning opportunities are every turn with the break and retest. If you look at this, we're going to be using gold for the example, right? Even if you look at this, look how many winners there are. And I've already given the market the benefit of the doubt. Like just say we already started with minus 10%. And even if I show you in the Discord community, right, students and also including myself, we're catching, profitable trades, obviously losing trades as well. This is a 1 to 6, again, working on my trailing stop loss, working on a 1 to 6, and eventually I was able to capture it, and I did obviously, I didn't see the future, I didn't expect it, but from back tested data was telling me, 1 to 4s, an average, but you can always try and get those bigger moves. Obviously this was a 1 to 3 that I caught first, 5 pip stop loss with UJ, 15 pip trade, and then another opportunity presented itself, and obviously you see here, and I mentioned this in my previous videos, going over this, obviously I show here as well, posting those certificates, because at the end of the day it's all about transparency. There's a little bit of a delay there, I don't know what happened. These are only small accounts, right? Putting a huge emphasis on these days on, again, starting small. It's all about the skill set first. This is FTMO. This is, my last video I was showing passing multiple accounts within 4 days. This is some of the student success, and it just goes on. And by the way, I do offer unlimited one-to-one sessions if you are interested in the elite mentorship program. So it's unlimited one-to-one sessions, group sessions, videos that you can watch as well. So but yeah, coming back to the point, guys, look at this. This is, let's see, if time wise, how long is this? 26 days. So let's just call it mid-November we're talking about, right? On average. So like obviously you don't know the exact day, but let's just say mid-November. Look at the gains. Like what is the minus 10? But imagine you caught a move like this, 1 to 11. Let's keep it realistic, right? But how would you know to even move this, like ride the whole wave? This is volume. Do you see this huge bearish candle? When it starts, I can already tell this must have been just tanking lower and lower and lower. And this is how normally the candle moves, right? This is normally the characteristic of the candles. It'll jolt a little bit down, it'll just start flickering a little bit up, and then it'll just come down, push further. It'll test this support level like this, come a little bit higher, and then go a little bit lower again, come back up higher again, and then boom, it'll just start pushing it lower and lower and lower. And that's one way you can trail the stop loss. But it's insane, right? These are not even small, like risk reward trade, like 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 6, 1 to 4, 1 to 6. I'm speaking about gold here, right? Gold is a tough beast to tame. But obviously break and retest is my bread and butter, so the strategy that I love the most. I've been trading this with UJ, currently only with UJ. It works with gold as well. Some of my students trade it with gold, but why do I trade it with the UJ? Obviously I used to trade GJ for many years. GJ now with the UJ, it's still a Japanese yen pair, but it's just got lower spreads. Also respects the support resistance levels very well as well. It was actually one of the students that recommended UJ. I just took, looked at it. It looked promising in the beginning, but then I didn't like the volume. But then recently, the volume is being really great. So just transition back to UJ and catching those big beautiful moves. But yeah, okay. We're going to be looking at gold, guys. Look at this. I'm going to be breaking down this obviously. Now, get always all these questions, how do I draw the zones? You want to focus on the major rejections. You can look at, obviously using the line chart. Now I want to make something very clear. The break and retest that I've shown and refined to my students, this is not the exact same break and retest, right? Now, obviously, I want to mention as well, I can publish my strategy in a news article, right? It will not make you still profitable, right? You got to get out, because obviously there's ways there's certain questions, like I can put this on a make into a blueprint, hand it over to you, and it doesn't mean you become profitable. There's a few things that only I know, right? There's a few things, the way I refined it, obviously, like this is why I never went to make a course, because why I've always been against that idea is when you complete a course, guys, you're gonna have more questions at the end of the course, but the problem is you're gonna have no one to answer them. In the mentorship, and I'm trying to literally, deep down in about my heart, I can say honestly, I'm just trying to make this one of the best mentorships out there in the world. A long way to go, but obviously I'm holding account, with my strategy. I'm fully accountable, fully responsible. Why? Because you can always get in touch with myself and ask me those questions, put me on the spot, and I'm always there to answer them. And obviously, some of my students that have never had payouts before, they're achieving, getting payouts, passing problem challenges. And also, I post my trades as well. Live trades, winning trades, losing trades. It's all there. I've not been able to post in the last few days, just been a little bit busy, but then that's why I showed my FTMO in my previous video. You can go check that out as well. So it shows all the trades that I took my personal account. The trades that I took on that specific small account, FTMO one, and passed it, they were the same trades I took on my personal account and the bigger, not all my prop firm accounts, but one of the bigger major ones. But okay, coming back to the point. So we got our zones marked up here. Now we gotta focus on what I always say is you gotta have some kind of edge as well, right? You gotta take edge. The strategy is just a method, right? Your strategy is just a method. Now, what do I mean by this? Imagine imagine you drive a Ferrari. Imagine I drive a Toyota. Not to knock any cars, but let's just say I drive a Toyota. Now that is to get to point A to point B. That is the method of the vehicle, right? Now, what is the edge? The edge is different though. The edge a Ferrari will have is the aerodynamics. It's more streamlined, it can cut through that wind better, less friction, whatever you want to call it. That's why it moves. It's more acceleration, right? It's just streamlined. It's designed for acceleration, to travel faster. A Toyota, not the same. The edge with the Toyota is weaker. Let's just say I have to be at a certain spot by a certain time, and I've only got half an hour to get there. Which car do you think is going to get there faster? If there's no traffic, it's a plain level field, and it's all fair. Which car do you think is going to get there faster? Obviously, someone's going to might leave a comment with this cheeky comment. Oh, what if the Ferrari breaks down? No, I'm saying literally, if everything is super fair, nothing wrong happens, which car's going to get there? Obviously, the Ferrari, the one, because it's got the bigger edge. Now, edge, how can we look at that in terms of trading, right? Well, one is look at the trend, right? One is the trend. Here we are, ranging sideways over here until the price starts making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Now this is not on the major trend, right? You want to take the way the trend works as well, guys. That obviously you can see here, this is a bearish trend. Now, what is a trend? When the market just, if simple terms, which direction is it going? Here you can tell it's going down. Here you can tell, obviously, we start pushing higher. Now here we start moving sideways. Now how can I draw this one? Well, if you simply, it's not obviously not the cleanest way of moving side to side, but here. Now what does this basically mean? When I go for a sell, my sells are gonna outweigh my buys. Now what do I mean by this? What I'm trying to say is, if I go for a buy, market's always going to have more chance of you're fighting the current. But when I'm going for a sell, I'm going with the current. But also, the way I love, and this is what gives me my confidence to take those positions, I look at it like this, and I like to think of it like this as well. If I take a sell trade, never mind from my areas of interest, if I take a sell trade from pretty much anywhere, right? it's gonna go in my direction. Higher probability chance of going in my direction regardless, right? It's like, imagine there's a river flowing. You throw a stone. You throw let's just say a feather or a leaf. It doesn't matter where you throw it in the current. The current's gonna just take it. I can take a sell from anywhere. It doesn't matter. Well, obviously, some might say, oh well, if you take a sell from here, you would lose the trade. But okay, but what if I had a bigger stop loss? Then I would win the trade. It doesn't matter where I take the sell from, depending on my stop loss. Or let's just say, even if I remove my stop loss and I have no stop loss, which I don't recommend, never always place a trade with a stop loss. But imagine if I place a trade for a sell with remove the stop loss. I would eventually, obviously there's no free margin call, I would eventually win the trade. Vice versa here, if I take a buy, I would eventually win the trade for a buy. Now the point I'm trying to make, guys, is always you apply edge. It could be volume, it could be momentum, whatever you want to call it. It could be even psychological. Have some kind of edge, guys. It could be even your win rate, it could be your risk to reward. But obviously you wanna, this is just a method, right? Break and retest. Gotta wait for my break, gotta check the retest and take the trade. But what is your edge as well? And now look at this, guys. If I just show you something, right? I take a buy from here. Now, because I'm trading with the uptrend, mini trend, there's a mini trends, there are trends within trends. What is this, guys? What is this telling me? Now, if you look at these wins over here and you compare them to these wins over here, and then obviously I'm not doing it for the bearish candles, but let's just say even if the buy is over here, why is edge super important? Because whenever I go for the buys with the uptrend, two things happen, very, very powerful. One, with this one and this trade here, I hardly go into drawdown. With this one I do. Number two, my risk to rewards are much bigger, right? 1 to 6 is over here. When the market's going sideways, right? Look how much going into drawdown, losing trades. This one, lose this one as well. Look at this one's into drawdown, way more than 0.5%. This one, a lot of drawdown. Some of these are okay, but drawdown again. Why? Because it's choppy, it's moving sideways. Excuse me, losing my voice. Okay, again, bullish, again, going with the trend, hardly any drawdown. And again, it's a big one. Okay, excuse me, just lost my voice then for a bit. Again, push to the downside. Okay, a little bit halfway drawdown, but nice big 1 to 11. What I would like to go into as well, but you can see the break and retest, guys. Look how many winning opportunities there are. If I actually had to count every single one that presented itself, I mean, how many are we looking at? Super simple. Within about 26 days, was it, when I checked? Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. Let's just call it, just in case if I added one or missed one, let's just call it 15 on average. 15 winning trades, depending on, even if you let's cut the 1 to 6. Let's just say you don't know how to trade a stop loss yet. Let's just say you're going for the usual 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Still, guys, 15 winning trades, that's absolutely insane. Now, mind obviously excluding all the bigger risk reward wins, but let's go to the small time frame. Let's go on entries as well, and I always like to show you guys on entries as well, because drawing zones, everything is one thing, but you got to know how to enter these positions, why you entering these, reasons for holding to these positions. But let's go into this one, and obviously this, if I show you, obviously my method shows, well, there's consolidation here, guys. This is a serial killer, a strategy killer, I call it. Consolidation is one of the biggest reasons most strategies fail. One of the bigger reasons why you get stopped out. But if you look at this trade over here, guys, what do you see here? Right, you can obviously from this pattern over here, strong bearish candle, but would I take the trade? No. The reason, you've got a bearish engulfing, got a bearish candle, long wick rejection, but it's not a breakout. I want the breakout first, price coming back up to retest, and then I'll see my pattern form. Here, guys, as you can see, the first time a bullish candle breaks above the zone, I'm getting my engulfing pattern here. You get a super strong bullish candle here. You can even enter off after here, guys. Look, this will be hardly any drawdown. You can enter after this candle. How can you even refine this even more, guys? is if I go to a small time frame, look at that, support level formed. I can even refine this. Look at that. Now it turns to like a almost 1 to 10 risk reward, and that's what it's all about. You know, keeping it super simple. Trading, I think the internet has made this image that trading is super hard. That's why so many people sell these complex courses for. I apologize for my voice going got quite sore throat today. They like to show that trading is so complicated, and for you to succeed you need to purchase something super complicated, and for that reason they make it expensive as well. I think that, you know, these people are just I mean, if why do they never show, you know, why do they never it's very few traders that do this. Why do they never, you know, put themselves forward where you can ask them questions live one-to-one? Show of accountability, right? I mean, you can there's people that can, you know, they you can change the results of your brokers, manipulate them. That's not transparency, right? Transparency is what I think, if you can come face to face, whether it's a live call, Zoom call, whatever you want to call it, answer those questions, show some trades, show proper. I mean, with prop firms is one of the best ways, because you can't manipulate prop firm data, right? That's the beauty of it. With brokers, and then they'll recommend those brokers as well as a promotion, which is absolutely insane. But I mean, you could see with the break and retest, not just how many opportunities there are, how many winning opportunities. It's absolutely insane, absolutely insane. So give it a check it out, guys. Try it out, and you'll be surprised how much this works. And if you are interested in a one-to-one mentorship from myself, guys, link will be in the description. We're up to more than 1,030 members, I believe, now, growing at a crazy pace. Yeah, take care, and I'm out.